is played as a core here, so it's going to be maybe offlane Earthshaker.
The only thing I can think of really, if they put the Drow mid, Earthshaker offlane, then Dazzle Rubik plus Bristleback maybe against the Broodmother. They ban out Miracle's Morphling though. Just hedge their bets. MVP Hot6 though, laning phase wise, can kind of look at Leshrac mid lane, Bloodseeker safe, Brood off.
What about Legion Commander? Like,
ooh.
They have a lot of, like sure it's not ranged, and maybe they're thinking we should probably prioritize a ranged carry, or like ranged core. But at the same time, it's going to be so hard. Like, what range cores? I guess Shadow Fiend it comes to mind. He can kind of deal with the spiders later on into the game. What other cores do we have that can deal with spiders? Just like it kind of forces them into picking a hero they don't want to pick. That's why Brood completely destroys teams, I think, even just in the draft phase.
Yeah, there's a fourth pick. I'm not sure if I've ever were entirely expecting that. Lion was their fifth ban. That would have been a decent, aggressive support to go with Lina. Great roaming duo, but they're also quite self-sufficient. And there's the Shadow Fiend you mentioned. So Razors can clear through Spiderlings. Still not sure where they're going to be laning it though.
I think the problem here is Shadow Fiend needs the level. So maybe they send them mid for a small while, get him some levels, and then just try and rotate your supports early and allow Shadow Fiend to deal with Brood on his own. So like create pressure in their safe lane and kind of angle their supports that way, because it's going to be hard obviously if you rotate a core out of mid, like because of the level advantage of the other mid hero.
10 seconds
So
remaining.
it's still a very good pick in my opinion, but it's tough. They have a lot of minus armor with the Dazzle. They have good control with Rubik and Earthshaker, and Shadow Fiend brings a lot of burst damage to the lane, especially if you can combo well with Rubik. You know, you can lift into the triple raise. Oh man.
Miracle Earthshaker. Interesting. He was playing one role earlier today as a Morphling, so now it looks like again they've switched things up. Looks like Earthshaker off lane.
Yeah.
Could be safe lane Earthshaker. You never quite know.
Okay. And what would they do? Okay, so they safe lane Earthshaker.
Yeah.
And then they do an offensive trial with Drow, Dazzle, and Rubik. Or could they even send I don't think Shadow Fiend does that well on tri lanes. Like, it wouldn't be my go-to. What do you think about that?
I think the last pick, Witch Doctor, kind of screws any plan they have.
Yeah.
Because either way, it's going to be suboptimal for Forever. So Hot6, I feel, has the draft advantage here, but it comes down to laning phase, how well they do, and then Bloodseeker, how great of a start he gets.
Yeah, the thing as well, like, we don't really have any burst damage at the start of the game. Like, Shadow Fiend and Earthshaker are their burst damage late game. But at the start of the game, they have very, very little. And even like a level 1 Witch Doctor heal could completely change team fights. Ooh. Okay, we're into the game now. Let's see. Okay, so for MVP, Forev is playing as Bloodseeker. We've got MP playing the Leshrac, Jerex on Lina, Heen on the Witch Doctor, and then Sunby? Is that how you pronounce his name?
That's what I've been calling him.
Sunby. Okay, and who do we have?
I'm glad you went the same route as well. Up on top lane, Miracle on the Earthshakers. He'll be off lane ES, all on his own. Chibi playing that Shadow Fiend at mid. KS, Rubik, with Ysera supporting him as well. Dazzle, and Pulluson on the Drow Ranger.
Okay, so
it is going to be safe lane trialing, it looks like here from Forever and Broodmother down at bot. How many sentries do they have is the question. Ysera doesn't have any. Rubik, whereabouts are you? 2 sentries. So he's got 1 set with Dust as well. So they're definitely going to be piling on the pressure a little bit on this Broodmother as early as they possibly can.
Okay, so I don't have any settings. Okay, we're good. I can just use the things at the top. The problem is though, Brood doesn't actually need to do like get any last hits at the start of the game. All he needs is level 5 or level 4. Just get up that Spiderling army. Oh, and he places a very, very aggressive Observer Ward. That's very nice.
Interesting.
It is a very cool Observer Ward though, isn't it? Like, it allows him to suss out who's in the lane, who's standing behind the tower. Kind of even just get an early check on the inventory and see who has the sentries, who has the wards, the dust. Oh god. They have dust and sentries. But early game, they don't really have much killing power. I still think he could nearly walk away.
Well, 1 bounty rune apiece. Lesh and Shadow Fiend both picking that up. Leshrac, what are we actually seeing item-wise? Going for a faster bottle pickup for him. Magic Wand, as well as a shared Tango, while Shadow Fiend went for the Wraith Band.
Yeah.
His is going to be quite heavily delayed in comparison.
It's pretty... He also got the bounty rune on both mid-heroes. What do you think about that? Do you think you should always prioritize the bottle on the mid-hero, or...?
The majority of the time, if your mid hero is a bottle carrier, then I think you go for that route because you pretty much know that the opponent's going to do the same. But then obviously there's exceptions like Wisp. If you're going for a fast bottle on him, there's there are small little nuances that you can pick up on that sometimes maybe you don't.
Right, so I think there's a lot on Sunbind here in the offlane. Like, if he can stay alive, get early levels, he can just put so much pressure that will allow Witch Doctor and Lina to do whatever they want. And it's very easy to roam on Shadow Fiend when you have a hero like Leshrac middle, because of he has the stun and he has so much burst damage in the early game that any sort of rotation from even one support could be enough to completely kill Shadow Fiend.
Oh, I know where he is.
God.
He wants to find him.
Eats a tango.
They're getting close, but they're not close enough. So Ysera's going to focus on pulling. Not going to be able to pull through here because he's got that camp stacked up. The healing creeps and the little kobolds. Oh,
God.
Oh, there we go. The range attack finally clicks onto him.
Alright, let's see how the supports are doing it. Like, when it's very stagnant at the start of the game, it's all about like which support can do the most and how much you can efficiently use the jungle while your carry is farming. So we already have one pull, and like MVP missed out on that kind of opportunity as well. So,
but you take a look at Miracle, he's barely hitting level 2, while the Broodmother, he can hide in the trees. With the webs over here, there's no real threat to him being killed.
Yeah.
So he can leech experience. It kind of reminds me of the days where Jimmy, you know, Demon, played Tidehunter, he would cut through the trees and find all these little nooks and crannies. His Keeper of the Light offlane was notorious for that.
that was hilarious, actually. I remember the first time I saw that, was so...
What are you doing? Why are you there? Invis Rune, gonna get taken up by MP. Mind Protector.
You take a look at the last hits. It's extremely difficult to deal with the Shadow Fiend middle when he has that Drow Aura. Even that tiny bit of extra damage is enough to just get you, a few early souls, and all of a sudden, Leshrac, he's gonna start struggling. Especially when he doesn't have a Null Talisman. Yeah. So often we see Null on mid-int heroes especially, but Leshrac, not getting a Null. Definitely giving up a few last hits in this early wave laning phase. So 13-8 for the Shadow Fiend, doubling up on the last hits of that Leshrac. It's huge. But when you get level 3 Lightning Storm, oh god. Like, if you can control the runes with your supports, it allows Leshrac just to decimate mid. Like.
Are we seeing any stacking actually? The large camp not stacked up at all. The Shadow Fiend gonna need some way to get back into this game.
Large camp in the Radiant jungle is stacked.
One little stack over there. And it has to be Shadow Fiend. There are no real other heroes that rely on farming through the jungle. MVP's jungle could get a little cramped though.
Farm it on Earthshaker if he gets a few more levels. Just use Soul Ring, Fissure, that kind of stuff. Maybe get him a level or two. Miracle just seems lost. Like, he actually seems like he doesn't have a home to go to.
If he had got a Fissure there, Chibi landed the long-range raise, one Fissure, and MP's gonna die. He's actually waiting in the wings, hiding the fog. Miracle now, Soul Ring going for the Fissure. Leshrac backs himself up at just the right time.
Yeah, that was a nice move there. Daytime vision, not the best for Earthshaker. But at the same, like, okay, you have a look at the Broodmother who's got a Basilius, like, closing in on Soul Ring. Like, this is going to be spooky town. Like, sure, he has one CS, but that's enough.
This is what we usually see from support Earthshakers. Sitting mid, stacking camps. This is meant to be your 3-role hero. Sure enough, he can still get a lot of things done. The threat of him being towards his middle lane is, kind of forcing the Leshrac to sit back a little bit.
I'm interested to see when Forev on his Bloodseeker, like what he does, what items he goes for, how he plays it. Like, will he be aggressive, TPing early, getting ganks off? How is he going to do it? Or is he going to go for more of a farming kind of late game role?
I think if you go treads and hit level 6, you can definitely look to go and gank, but where do you think the biggest target is for them? Is it
goes bottom? Fiend? No, he goes bottom because Broodmother already has like so much farm, and their heroes are very weak. Like, Dazzle is saving his points. Sure, he'll have Grave, but apart from that, it's really, really difficult. And Miracle doesn't even have a TP scroll. Neither does Shadow Fiend, so there's no way to rotate down. Then
I guess if there's a Spiderling army, you put Rupture on someone, force them to run, then they can't run because they're being surrounded by Spiderlings. It's always that really rough situation. And the fact that Drow Ranger is having to keep the creep wave under his tower, the supports need experience and gold. Drow Ranger needs to farm. They don't want to be pressured too much by Broodmother. They're not getting this push going. So there's no chip damage onto the tier 1.
Look at these stacks though, holy Jesus.
Oh yeah.
So the early mech on Shadow Fiend is definitely going to be fast. Like, his supports are doing so much work. KS and Ysera? My pronunciation is ass.
Just make it up as you go along. No one's gonna be angry. Tier 1 tower, the first one actually goes down at top lane. MVP Hot6 getting a little bit of gold in their pockets. So this gives the Witch Doctor boots pretty much. Gives Yerax, on his way to treads or arcanes, whatever he really wants to go for. While Pelosin actually getting chipped away at by Sun B on this bot lane. Broodmother already with that Soul Ring. Just throwing out the nukes, getting the creep lane where he wants it.
Okay, there's a chicken flying up. Okay, now this is when it starts to get scary for Joe. Like, these spiders do an absurd amount of damage. And it also just forces your already poor supports that aren't really getting any assist gold or anything. It always... Okay, can anyone buy any sentries? Can anyone buy any...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's such an amazing pick, Broodmother, if you can pull it off.
Well, they've got a haste over on Chibi. He's not making his way down to bot lane. KS on this Rubik. They have got boots on both supports, so that's a great thing. With a few stacks and pulls they've done, but Pelosin on bottom lane being chased down. The Gust out, Sun B does have the mana, and the Spiderlings keep chasing him. They've got the heal and a grave. So Ysera should be able to keep Pelosin alive here. But they forced him out of lane. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. He
has to walk back to base, and that is probably the worst way. Like, at least if you die, you spend all your gold, you can TP back, and it'll probably be like 10 seconds faster or something like that.
It's like 15 second respawn time. You die, you come back to life, TP to the tier 1. Here, 15 seconds walk back, 15 seconds, like,
exactly,
6 to 7 seconds healing, then 15 back to lane.
Look at 4Ev middle. Look at him. This is hilarious. He has 530 movement speed, and he's eating through the trees with a quelling blade to try and get middle.
How did he get in? Oh, he sneaked in through here.
Yes.
Now he's coming around the bank. Who's he looking for? Do they know?
My God.
Do they know Chibi's following? There's a haste rune up on him, so they're not going to be able to catch him.
He's not level 6 either. This is
interesting.
Crazy.
He's very close to level 6, but without a rupture, kill potential limited. They forced Drow to TP in somehow. Frost arrows out onto MP, and they'll slow him, but kill potential nil as Ysera. Look at that Broodmother, eyes on.
Yeah.
With the Bloodseeker coming down to bot lane. This Quelling Blade has so much value. Cutting through the trees, here we go. Sun B and 4F chasing down Ysera. He's got heal and grave, but TP reaction, there is none of it.
Rubik has a TP, they're just not using it. They're like, okay, Dazzle, you're screwed.
Like, the pings are coming out saying, help him, anybody. But Bloodright should be able to finish him off here. No, yeah, there we go. Sun B gets the final click in.
That vision from the Bloodseeker is so powerful, it's ridiculous. Like, he could have juked for, held them for a few seconds longer, but because of Bloodseeker, they just got the kill and got out. Nice and clean.
Well, overall, Shadow Fiend with 73 last hits. A third of those are probably from jungle camps. The fact he's taken the stack, taken the large camp over to the west a couple of times. I'm
really favoring 5-Ever here. They've stacked a lot of camps. They got a lot done. Shadow Fiend's farming really, really well. They rotated their safe lane core to bottom lane and only got a dazzle kill after, like 20 or 30 seconds of running around doing nothing.
How efficient, though, are MVP supports? Because Lena's nearly level 6. The Leshrac, okay, he's not had a great lane, but he's not died yet. He's still progressing quite nicely in items.
You could argue, though, that the reason Lena is level 6 is because Bloodseeker rotated and gave him the lane, because he was like... So he had, complete lane experience for a large amount of time. And it looks like they're trying to prioritize a bit of farm on Lena. Try maybe get that Yules up. It's extremely good against, heroes like Earthshaker, Shadow Fiend, that kind of stuff.
She's got 1,400 gold. Yeah. Could go for a Glimmer Cape even. There's not much magical damage from 5-Ever, but just the invisibility. Again, forcing even more reveal to come out of those supports. Miracle down a bot has expended his Fisher. The Spiderlings are coming in. He's going to TP himself away and should be okay here. 200 HP when he gets back to Fountain, but Chibi actually gets stunned up by the count. Keen turns, no. One raise, Chibi ruptured up. He's not going to kill him off, and he TP's out as well. No stun forthcoming from MVP.
Yes, it's very difficult. So neither team have too much disable. Like, you got Dazzle, you got Drow, you got Shadow Fiend. There isn't really that much. There's only maybe 2 spells on each team. So TP scrolls are actually so powerful in this game.
MVP, Life Strike Array, Leshrac Stun. We've not seen any of these come out yet.
But these spells are kind of difficult to hit. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It hasn't been a great opportunity to use them actually. 5-Ever.
This is a very early smoke.
The big old smoke up into the dire jungle. 4 of them making their way over as Pelosin is actually just going to farm up mid lane. They will be able to catch MP if he stays around a little bit too long. He stayed for the skeletons. He's lifted into the air, and they should be an easy kill. A couple of raises.
Only 8 gold, dude. It wasn't worth it.
Yep, the skeleton. You didn't need the skeleton.
That's a very early smoke though, and it allows Sunbind on the bottom lane on his Broodmother just so much freedom. And sure they got a kill on the core track. It's huge, but it's usually you see smokes when you finish an item. It's like, okay, they're getting mid tower. Okay, that's pretty good. At least they got an objective after, because that's the one thing you worry about when you smoke. It's a huge asset to have, and to use it on and only get a kill is maybe not that good.
Yeah, the Leshrac just finished off a stack and died instantly straight after.
They need to worry about Broodmother though. He's got his Vlads finished, and he's clicking on that tower pretty hard.
Shadow Fiend comes down, double raise. There's the gold, and that's his mech very nearly done.
it's like the perfect hero to rotate. Like he's actually the only one, and at the same time, that's a huge advantage because if Broodmother is pushing, you know that the Shadow Fiend is the only one that can rotate. So all of a sudden, they don't have their mech, they don't have one of their most farmed hero on the map. Like.
Middle lane, both teams getting ready, posturing up. Forev, level 8 now, so 4 in his passive, 1 in Rupture, 2 in Blood Rage, but who do they go on? And what you mentioned in the draft, they kind of need an initiator. Who is their hero that just goes? Is it Bloodseeker running in? Who starts off the fight?
It's very difficult. I think it has to be Rupture. Like that's the only way you can start it. Like if Lina or Leshrac are up at the front line at the start, you're just going to get right-clicked to bits. And they also have Earthshaker for counter initiation. So I guess it's more about like not fighting and allowing Broodmother to just create the fights. You know what I mean? Or create the map pressure that you can take uneven fights, I guess is the...
Holy crap, look at Ysera. Chibi's here in Invis, ready, but there we go. Ysera graves himself. Sun B now turned around on double raise. And Chibi finds the kill.
Very nice play from Chibi there.
Little devil.
He waited the perfect amount of time. Like he didn't panic at all, even when the Brood went on him. No.
Because you're sitting there thinking, okay, there's 15 Spiderlings or something here. I can clear them up, get all the gold instantly.
Exactly, yeah.
He waited for the kill.
It was very smart. And now they're trying to prioritize a bit of farm on Rubik here. Well, what's he going for? Okay, he's got a staff at Wizardry, I guess. 4-staff for Yules, probably.
That's a good question, actually.
I think Yules is pretty good against their team. You know, they have the Rupture. They also have a decent setup with Shadow Fiend, so if Rubik can set up the Requiem, it's pretty legit.
But then if he heals himself against Lina, and I guess you'd have to sort of look to use it aggressively.
Yeah, it's an aggressive choice,
if you defensively do it, Leshrac and Lina, that's a pretty good setup for them.
And it's also the lack of stuns as well, because they notice the people just TPing away.
And you can dodge out from the cask from Witch Doctor. So farm-wise, 7.2k on Shadow Fiend. He's definitely by far the leading net worth there. 6k on the little Bloodseeker. But the Drow Ranger, regardless of her bad start, she's been farming through the jungle, and since she got that lifesteal, farming Ancients as well. Level 9, and heading into Yasha.
Yeah, allowing Drow to farm this well. Like, it's very, very well played from Pelosin. Just, dealing with the pressure on the map and recognizing that he needs to just, be safe, farm around his team and the Ancients and stuff like that.
And then what has this Bloodseeker offered you? Because the early game aggression, okay, he's kind of moved across and he's forced people into weird positions.
He hasn't really done much at all, in my opinion. He got the kill on Dazzle bottom. That was the one thing they did. But that also, like, he pressured middle. He also, I think that he could have farmed more, maybe. He nearly, oh, what happened there?
Heen went to ward, I think. Placed the sentry over by the Ancients, but it was too late. They'd already been taken, and then he gets caught by the Drow. Mask of Madness on. Right clicks out.
It's definitely, you don't want to give away kills to Drow this early in the game.
Chibi? There's no way the Broodmother can kill on his own, but with Forev coming in, actually, Chibi has a TP scroll. This is going to be tight. He has to mech when he's on, like, 2/3 HP to try and get through that nuke damage. There's the mech, here's the TP. Do they have enough damage? No, they do not.
Well,
simple choice from Shadow Fiend.
Pretty OP item.
TP scroll.
100 gold live.
100 gold counters, what, 3 heroes, 2 heroes?
Yep.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Yeah, KS is going for a 4-staff over in that Rubik. Ysera still playing the hard support, but he's got 1,200 gold in the bank. Could go for Arcanes, a Medallion, Urn. Lots of options for him.
The BKB is also so good against MVP Phoenix. Like, they're going this kind of high burst damage team. They don't really have... I guess Bloodseeker technically does right-click damage, but it's not like a massive amount yet.
Oh, they've got it. Life Striker left as well. Yerax it. Fine, Chibi. The Shadow Fiend's gone. Fisher a little bit too late. Spiderlings, are you sure you want to go in here? Miracle getting the ghost back onto MP as Pelosin's come in. The Life Striker will land back onto him forever now. His passive is pretty damn burning as Ysera. Graven TP, no further stun. Oh, there is the splitter. Just catches him before he can get out. Forever comes out of this with a triple kill in Miracle. Is there another stun? Is there no? Yerax!
Okay, so he tried to time the stun. He was like, okay, he's TPing, I need to cast it right now. And he just tried to use the minimum distance possible.
So out of nowhere, 4 from 5 ever get crushed in their own jungle. MP now has enough gold to finish off his Bloodstone. Yerax has he finished off Yule Scepter? Oh, that's not the right hotkey. Where is my courier? Oh dear.
You can click on it. Double click in the bottom right. Yeah.
So that's Yule Scepter done.
It's huge. And it's also probably Roshan. Oh my god.
Damn.
Alright, so the thing about that fight as well, when you get an Invis rune on your Leshrac, And we were talking at the start again about how difficult it is to use like Lina stun, Leshrac stun. But having complete vision on Shadow Fiend, he's like the most farmed hero, and he also has their mechanism. Bursting him, killing him at the start of the fight, and then you have the Bloodseeker for the chase. Like, oh man. Like,
and he was just standing there in the jungle thinking, oh yeah, I could push down bot lane, sort of deciding where to go, and all of a sudden there's 4 heroes around him. So 4F with his BKB, first charge has been used already. And with this Blade of Alacrity, you can't assume he goes into S and Y. Tanked up a little bit, attack speed, movement speed.
It's pretty legit, yeah. I think, like, Manta's okay. It's not, like, obviously Earthshaker loves if you get Manta, but it's pretty good against, Drought Silence. I think Sanjin Yasha might be the way forward, yes.
Then later on, you can always split it up into Manta, Halberd, if that's the route you want to go down. Drow Ranger has finished off Yasha with a Mask of Manus, and Shadow Fiend not too far away from... Oh, we've got the Yules and Yerax, and there's the setup they want. Light Strike Array, Lacuna Blade, he's pretty much solo killing him. Chibi down as MP TP's in and finishes him off.
Oh man,
One support.
That early rotation of Bloodseeker ended up getting Jarex so much farm that he finishes his Yules at like 15 minutes and is able to solo kill their mid hero. Like, oh my god.
So basically now, Lina is looking like a mid hero.
Core.
She is the 4th core. Broodmother still applying pressure now, and he's moved up to mid lane, taking full control over the Radiant jungle. Look at this massive stack of Spiderlings. If Dazzle or even Drow Ranger, one misstep and they're dead.
Oh man, it's just so difficult, especially like because of their draft. The only one that can even slightly deal with him is Shadow Fiend, and if you know Shadow Fiend is split pushing, and if you see him on the map, like Brood is pretty much free roam. You just have to be careful about the Drow damage, I guess.
So as the Witch Doctor here, do you just continue buying like Observers, Wards, get an Urn, Tranquils, or do you start thinking, hey, I can afford some big items, Aghanims?
I think Urn is very probably one of the most amazing items in the game, especially in the way we play Dota these days. It's like you want to, when you get something, you need to pressure and you need to kind of assert dominance on the map. And having that sustained
diving here. Echo slams big though from Miracle onto 2. They've already taken out 1, and MP cannot go further in here. Forev's already got his first life. He just immortal down, and Yerax out of mana and out of spells. The Spiderlings are chasing out of the tier 3. Are they still going?
Look how fast Forev is.
Pretty damn speedy. What's his movement speed? Oh, he was over 600. He's now down to 550, but that's pretty ridiculous. MP gets hit again by the long-range Fisher. That's a Witch Doctor for Rubik trade.
Yeah, I think
that's not too bad.
It's not too bad actually, yeah.
That big Echo, I thought it was a lot worse. I guess they lost Aegis Immortal over on the Bloodseeker.
Yes.
But if they're getting the tier 2 in exchange, that's well worth it. Because already they've got full control of the Radiant jungle. Spiderlings get cleared up by Miracle down in bot lane, which is a nice bit of gold. Chibi's caught, and in comes Rubik into the Pulse Nova. He's already dead, ripped apart by that, and Chibi, your escape plan, bail back to the fountain, I think.
Honestly, these shallow graves from Ysera have been fairly on point. In both team fights, he used them very, very well, like right at the end. And like it seems like such a simple-ish thing to do, but it can really, really turn a team fight, especially against a hero like Bloodseeker. When Forev went in with the Aegis, he was trying to kill someone to get the passive proc, you know what I mean? So he gets the life back. But the Shallow Grave denied him twice. It was really nice.
And then if this is Lina with Laguna Blade, you're sort of thinking, well, I kind of need to grave them at a third of their HP so they just don't get zapped off the map. But then if you do it too early and Yurak sort of holds it and baits it out, that's grave gone and wasted.
True.
Oh, is that Rob coming? Oh man, you got to keep running. He's losing all of his HP, and this is Forev diving. Easy kill.
Oh man, the Blood Rage Edict push is look at this shit, dude.
Crap!
Like, what the hell is
that? The tower's already dead. Creeps are gone, tower's gone. And Edict is off cooldown in 15 seconds. Blood Rage is ready right now. Fisher gonna land onto 2, traps MP on the wrong side. This is pretty damn good. Telekinesis now drags him back, but the Witch Doctor, look at it go with a Death Ward. MP just denies himself. And Chibi's getting chased. Forev doesn't give a damn about your stuns, your damage, or anything. Okay, he's not gonna go for the kill.
The return. Oh my god. Having that Leshrac with the Bloodseeker is it's insanity how quickly they push.
Oh, where did Broodmother die? Broodmother died of bot lane apparently. Okay.
I might have spilled monster on my pants. It's fine.
Oh dear. At least you'll smell nice all day.
Yeah, what do I smell like now?
0 sugar.
I smell like no sugar. What does that even smell like?
Water?
I guess.
Water and energy. Well, I don't know. The energy comes from sugar, surely.
Yeah, I guess.
Who knows?
All right, Blink Dagger on this track. What do you think of that, Dagger? Because in my opinion, they have so much right-click damage. You should get a Ghost Scepter. You know, you're against a Drow team with a Shadow Fiend with minus armor and a Dazzle minus armor. Like, what do you think about the Blink Dagger?
I think with the fact that Bloodseeker's chasing so heavily,
yeah,
he needs some way to catch up. Because if they start the fight off with Bloodseeker going in, you know, Blood Right, Rupture and things like that, Pelosin has always been running away. So they can get a pretty quick and easy kill, not really relying forever just diving balls deep into these tier 4 towers. Leshrac can keep up, throw out another Lightning, another Split Earth, and then he's in the midst of the fight, which I agree with you. He now needs to go with Ghost Scepter. I think the order there is player preference. They want to be more aggressive now rather than being a little more defensive. But a BKB, do you think that's necessary against it's just the Earthshaker, right?
It's literally Earthshaker, yeah. But it's if Forev can go on Earthshaker, like if he can BKB and just Rupture him, all of a sudden the team fight is extremely favorable for MVP. Like that Rupture, if used correctly, can just win them the game, I think. Yeah,
and you can already see Five Ever are prepping for this. They've got sentries out inside their base, so there's no high ground vision out for MVP. Ooh, watching for these engagements.
I just want to look at the last hits. I love looking at last hits when there's like
a Broodmother in the game.
Exactly.
209.
That's a huge pick middle.
Pelosin is graved up, but there's no escape. He's got no way to get out. Oh, that is a BKB charge from Forev, but farming-wise, Drow Ranger.
No buyback on Drow either. Yeah. And we've seen how quickly they push with the Leshrac.
So there goes their Aura. There goes their Gust, their main real right-click damage carry. Shadow Fiend you put up there, but he's Mech, BKB, Requiem, and Razors. He's got all the magic damage output. Let's have a look. Okay, this Rax I'm pretty sure was close to full HP before they moved up. Blood Rage and Edicts just keeps on pumping out that damage. They place an Observer Ward, which is going to get directly countered.
Okay, Diabolic Edict on their Bloodlust deals 2,016 damage. Holy shit.
So that's more than a full Rax gone.
Oh man, that is spooky stuff. They still have Earthshaker. He's only level 10 though, that level 1 Echo Slam. I don't know.
Go kill some Spiderlings, buddy.
If you get Yule's, oh god. They have the counter initiation though. Oh.
Chibi? Oh, they miss it out. Your axe doesn't land that stun. Chibi's going to be very thankful about that. Now, Miracle, you know, he kind of needs to stand here just ready and waiting in case they do start diving in. It would be lovely for him to go and get some Spiderling kills at bot, because how far is... Oh, man, it jumps straight in. Miracle catches one. Leshrac's already dead for the run. But that's another BKB forced. Can they, without the Leshrac, they can't really go in on this melee Rax. Drow Ranger still a bot lane. They're going to get run at? Because the telekinesis of the Forever drags him back. They're still right-clicking away. And yeah, this was a bad idea. Oh, Miracle, that's a great Fisher. Catches Forever. Yules up into the air, but Chibi just keeps on running. Into Forever. The Rupture down. Death Ward now into Chibi. He's not got Mech or BKB. He'll get the right-click out. And that's a Glimmer Cape and Grey. Both to save the Shadow Fiend. Dazzle drops low.
Oh man, Miracle has been so on point this game. He is keeping 5-Ever in the game single-handedly. Like these Fisher blocks, the Echo Slams, everything has just been really, really on point. That ward on the outside their base as well, at nighttime, just allowed them to see what was coming up the creep wave.
And then you got Ysera with Glimmer Cape and Grave. Yeah. He is just perfectly timed. You know, maybe the Grave was a little early there, but he's still saving the target he needs to save. Oh. And the entirety of this, Pelosin's been farming bot lane.
Yeah, but look at that bottom tower. Yeah,
it's been chipped away a fair bit.
He's just nicking at it. Alright, so Heen's going for Force Staff and Tranquil Boots, but it looks okay. So the main thing that's causing them trouble at the moment is the Earthshaker Fisher blocks. And if you have a Force Staff, you know, just a bit of utility to try and get over that Fisher, it can completely change the fights. Oh, okay, so they're going for BKB. They're on Leshrac. They're terrified of Earthshaker. Miracle is playing out of his mind.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Overall, net worth-wise, 12,000 lead for MVP Phoenix, but that's not surprising with 1 Rax down, tier 3s, like every single outer tower is gone. So that's a huge boost of gold. And then you look at how many towers 5-Ever have taken. 2 tier 1s?
It's not even that as well. It's just the fact that Broodmother is always in the Radiant jungle. So it's like, it's his map. You know what I mean? This ain't your map. This is my map.
Well, when was the last time we saw 5-Ever move out of this box?
I haven't seen it at all. Like, especially...
Like the past 8-9 minutes?
Every time they're just waiting for MVP to push into them, which is pretty much the best thing they can do, I guess, right now. Or maybe, like, you need to push out your lanes and smoke. But against a Broodmother, how are you meant to do that?
He's going to catch you. Roshan is alive, and here we go. Okay, goodbye, Roshan. You are losing your HP at a drastic rate. Insatiable Hunger as well as Edict, just ripping him apart. That Blood Rage, man. S and Y for the Shadow Fiend, but there is zero chance they contest this. Like, there's no way they make it there. I don't think there's a way they actually take this fight. Unless, you know, somehow they get a 5-man echo and instant smoke out of the pit.
Look at Lena's farm, Durka. Holy crap.
Glimmer Cape and close to Ags.
Oh my god, so spooky.
Where is she in terms of net worth? She's only 8.5k, but that's double what the Witch Doctor has. It's, you know, 1.5 times it's 1.5 times the Earthshaker, who was their 3 spot.
Oh man. Oh, they spotted Drow.
Oh, she's got BKB. The smoke. Yurax dancing on the very outskirts of that smoke range.
They don't really have any instant stuns. That's you know, you could
if you hex and then stun and then zap and
exactly, but they don't have anything like that. They need, like, even if you use, you can still always get off your BKB before, you know, Split Earth or Lena stun. So okay,
that insta-cast BKB. That has been the bane of so many people.
Alright, so you're 5 ever here. What's the game plan, Durka? What do we do?
You just hold your base. I don't think there is any way you can leave your base and go actively looking for a fight. Because Shadow Fiend's got S and Y, so he doesn't really have a massive amount of damage output. It's not like they haven't gone all in, which I kind of like. They haven't gone massive amount of crit on the SF to try and just destroy people.
Yeah.
Drow Ranger, do you have something on the Courier? No.
Nope. Sad times.
And it is on Miracle's shoulders. Level 11, he's got 2 in Echo Slam.
This is
if he gets the big jump, then they all have to pile in.
Right,
there's no way he jumps and then they fall back.
Oh, another good fisher. But the thing is, he has Aegis. He doesn't give a crap.
He just stands there and he's to get a little bit closer for the Edict, but
this is
does run out. Pull the hole. There's the blink out.
Oh, well. This is an amazing position for MVP. Like, you can't use Echo Slam on Leshrac, and that's what was winning them the team fights before. Because he has the Aegis, he'll just come back to life and laugh at you.
Blood right down, Pelosi and Silent Stop, but Racks are gone. They get the Glimmer Cape onto MP.
I guess they just go mid now. Same again, boys.
Well, look at this. They've forced 5 from 5 ever up to top, and down at bot lane, Broodmother just hammering away at these Racks.
And the only one that can actually fight is Shadow Fiend again, like we talked about at the start of the game. And in a position like this, Shadow Fiend needs to be where the fight's going to happen, because he has your mech, he has your, you know, all your damage, basically.
They're just getting pulled from pillar to post. Dragged around. Like, it's not as though Hot6 are dragging them from, you know, one corner of that to the other. They're dragging them from one side of their base to the other, from top to bottom, top to bottom.
And while this is happening, they're farming, like, the Odd Ancients. They're doing, you know, a neutral camp here and there, and 5 are just getting nothing.
Overall, XP difference sitting at about 9,000. But yeah, you see from the net worth difference between the two teams, closing in on 5k, 30 minutes in. Oh,
nice.
MP. Glimmer caped up. Looks out.
Why is the cooldown of Diabolic Edict only 22 seconds? Explain that to me, Durka. That's like nearly every single creep wave. Like, oh my god.
Leshrac, balanced horseman.
Oh.
Stop.
He's going to have the BKB.
Oh, he does.
That's huge.
So that's nothing expended by MVP, right? Yeah. Nothing at all.
Wait, what do you mean? Yours has a 23-second cooldown.
Figuratively, nothing at all.
Yeah, but it's the same though. Like, they have all their spells up again. Yeah, you're 100% correct. Now they can just do it. Like, they can do it again. If Drow is caught out in any way, she's dead. Because they need the silence. It's so key.
I really wish there was a way to count how many Spirelings Broodmother has. Because there must be like 20 plus here.
Look at them. Oh my god.
Life stealing and doing extra damage. They got more armor.
They picked up a gem to kind of try and counteract that Glimmer Cape. Oh man.
And Miracle's the one holding it. He's the one that has to go in. That's a blink over on the Broodmother. It's quite interesting to see like the different item builds on Broodmothers. A lot of conspiracy there. Players quite often go for Orchid after Midas, then sort of blink BKB, Butterfly AC, and go for a full battle Brood. Then you see the Chinese teams. They have sort of the Dagon E-Blade build, the Necro build after Midas. This is completely different. This is the old school build, going Soul Ring into Vlad's and just being this full pushing force.
Yeah,
so KS, one to the dust.
They need something. They need someone to just be out of position. And the problem is it can't be Leshrac. Like, when Leshrac stands at the front line with the Blood Rage on, they can't do anything because they have one cycle of team fight. You know what I mean? You have only Echo Slam and Aircheckers locked down.
And then Requiem.
And Requiem, yeah. But if he initiates, like, oh, this is it.
Chibi BKB's up. They get the first life of the Leshrac, and now Requiem. Can they finish him off? The timing? No, Chibi cancels halfway through. MP just blinks himself out, so how many BKBs is that? That's 2 BKBs. Mech gone. They're healing themselves up. The Death Ward on the high ground. Spawn Spilings and the cask is bouncing back and forth and back and forth. The Gust will keep him at bay for now, but Peloson's dead. He's no! The Grave! Ysera keeps him alive. Can he get back to the fountain? They give up the Rubik. The Lightning's not going to catch him, and Chibi somehow keeps on fighting through it all. Gets stunned up, zapped, but Glimmer Cape on that perfect timing miracle. 2-man. Echo Slam, but look at this cast bouncing back. Yerax forced out down. Miracle's got nothing left. He's running in with an enchant totem, graved up, but giving up his life. A buyback from Chibi. What can you accomplish with this? Where can you go? You're slowed by lightning and MP just chasing you down. You're dead. You got no buybacks. And Earthshaker does have one. Can you go with Dazzle and defend your base? It looks pretty rough right now. One laner rank's gone. Second shortly to follow. MVP Hot6 close to closing this game out as Flyvevest. At this point, you're thinking about the next game draft. What do we do differently? How do we stop this from MVP Hot6? Because you're dealing with mega creeps now, and if you had trouble against Broodmother Spiderlings, you're going to have an awful lot of trouble up against these mega creeps. A very early grave there onto KS as Earthshaker buys back their last hope.
They're clutching at straws here. Even though the Lestrak, even in the last team fight, didn't have BKB, it still wasn't enough. So I picked Jerex as my MVP. You know, he was a support Lina, got out early Yule Scepter, like 15 minutes, baited out like 2 or 3 BKBs that ended up allowing him to push. In my opinion, he played amazingly.
Oh, definitely. His farm efficiency is right up there. The fact that, you know, okay, his team give him top lane, but he made something out of it. That Yule Scepter, like you said, baiting out BKBs, making sure that the opponents aren't quite sure if you're actually going in. Because if you Yule someone, you're thinking, oh, they're going to light strike away